Okay, shifting our focus now from the Mahakumbh Mela to some other big breaking news coming in. And this is related to the 2020 Delhi riots larger conspiracy case. Now, CNN News 18 has this exclusive information that the Delhi police is likely to oppose the bail plea that has been filed by Tahir Hussain in this big, large conspiracy case. It is the case of the Delhi police that since Tahir Hussain is charged under various provisions of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, he is not entitled to bail in this regard. That's because the 2020 riots accused Tahir Hussain has sought interim bail to contest the Delhi polls. In fact, he is seeking interim bail to file his nomination papers and also to start canvassing and campaigning as well. So let me go straight across now to Ananya. Ananya, Tahir Hussain is now seeking interim bail. He wants to start campaigning for the Delhi elections. He is in fact been given a ticket by the AIMIM to contest from Mustafabad constituency. So what is the conspiracy case that the Delhi police is alluding to?
Well, definitely, this is a matter that's been pending. This is the FIR 59 of the 2020 Delhi riots, which is with regards to a larger conspiracy which was at a play, which says that, these the riots were something that were pre-planned. These were riots that were in the garb of the protest, and these protests were just to mask the real identity of converting them into a violent, riot. And that is something why Tahir Hussain has been accused, what Tahir Hussain has been accused of. He's one of the main conspirators in this case. And, as for what we have gathered is that the Delhi police is likely to oppose this bail filed by Tahir Hussain before the Karkaduma court in the larger conspiracy case. The Delhi police would go on to say that, there is a bar of Section 43D5 of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, which basically says that, there has to be clear grounds and it has to be established that the person is not guilty of that particular offense. If at all, the bail has to be granted to that particular, so the threshold is even higher in that of, if you compare it with the twin conditions of the PMLA, because these are cases of terror acts. These are cases of, waging a war against the country or the city itself. So very clearly, the Delhi police would be making out a strong case because if you remember that recently in a similar case of terror, and UAPA offenses, Engineer Rashid had sought a bail before, in fact, the Lok Sabha elections, and he had, though he had won that elections after that, but he was not granted a bail to campaign for those particular elections, and that might also be a ground that, the Delhi police could actually raise before, in fact, the Delhi High Court, the trial court in Karkaduma itself.
And why did Justice Amit Sharma recuse from hearing this case?
Well, that is a different case.
Okay.
This is a case before. In fact, the Karkaduma court, Justice Amit Sharma sits in the Delhi High Court itself. So that's a very different case that, we are talking about. But definitely, the larger conspiracy case is something that we are at this particular point looking at. So we'll have to wait and watch as to what happens next and how would the Karkaduma court proceed with what is going to happen.
All right, just kindly stay on with me, Ananya, because we've just received some more breaking news. This is around